Good morning. It's July 6, 2010, Tuesday morning. It's around 7:30. The big pressing issue in the papers today, oh yes, it's Ringo's 70th birthday. Happy birthday, Ringo. I always liked you and do even more now. The big quest for Lebron James is heating up, and the Knicks just signed Andre Stoudemire, who I didn't know how good he was because you never see him here in the East, and I don't watch that much basketball anyway, but I love basketball. But he's a good one. $100 million for 5 years. Okay. The other thing is, the Knicks got him. So now, who are they going to get to play with? Should they get Dwayne Wade or LeBron James? Now, LeBron James is a force. And I'm starting to change my mind the more I speak about it. I've been thinking, oh no, he shouldn't come to New York. He won't last. He won't do well. His whole routine will be seen as, hot dog, throwing that, is it rosin? I guess it is rosin up in the air, whatever it is he puts on his hands. And the whole mystical routine. I don't know if that's going to go over so well in New York. And then he's going to sulk if it doesn't, I just think that the New York fans are tougher than the Cleveland fans. They're rowdier. They're much more hard. They're much harder to please. And while I come from Baltimore, so I know about towns that embrace their athletes and don't criticize them and treat them nicely. I mean, how many times we went from Brooks Robinson to the shortstop for the Orioles, who played 75,000 straight games. All I can think is Ron Hansen, who was before him. But we're talking about, you know who I'm talking about, the big deal in Baltimore. It's funny, Ron Hansen is the only name that occurs to me, and it's not it. That was way before his time. Baltimore had some great shortstops over the years, from Willie Miranda to Chico Carrasquel. Did he play for Baltimore? Did he ever play for Baltimore? He might have. But Willie Miranda was the most fun for me. And then Ron Hansen was good. And then the brothers, whose father was a coach, who was a manager of the team. Earl Weaver. Oh no, Earl Weaver. He wasn't the father. No. Earl Weaver was the manager. And of course they had Frank Robinson all those years, and it was never that close to the people in Baltimore. He still played great for him. Played great for us. But who was the shortstop? I can't think of his name. Played 250,000 straight games for the Orioles. Can't think of his name. It's too bad. What would it be? His brother Billy played second base. And he played shortstop. And I see his face before me. And they have a stadium up in Hagerstown or somewhere up on Route 80, Interstate 95 in somewhere. They have a stadium named after him. They've a baseball franchise and everything. Anyway, it'll come to me when the camera turns off. He was embraced by the Baltimore fans. And LeBron, being from Cleveland, the New York fans are going to have a chip on their shoulder saying, you're not so great. Don't think you're so great, big shot. And as soon as he starts throwing games like he did for Cleveland in the playoffs, I don't know whether he threw them or was just sulking. I don't think he threw them. I'll take that back. He wasn't throwing games. But as soon as he starts letting down and giving less than 100% like he did in Cleveland for the last couple, that's not a good performance. You can't do that and be a winner. The difference between LeBron James and Kobe Bryant is considerable. So I was saying that LeBron shouldn't come to New York because it'll be tough on him. But I realize if he wants to take the next, if he is willing to take the next step up in leadership, in growth as a human being, and he wants to stop being just the favorite son in Cleveland, then he should come to New York and deal with it and grow with it. Okay, that's my final statement. I think with everything, if he comes to New York and he's willing to grow and change and with the circumstances, then he'll be all right. And whether New York can win with Andre Stoudemire and LeBron James on the same team, I don't know. Nobody does. Who would know? I mean, they got that kid Lee, who's really a good player. So with the three of them, they might have a real chance. But you know, they're going to get hurt, and you got to have good players underneath them. Oh, it's so complicated. So complicated. I'm trying to think of that guy's name. It's coming to me, but I can't think of it.